Hey, what's up, y'all? I had to get another live scheduled. I don't know if any of you all have heard the latest, but this is sort of kind of breaking right now as I'm just sort of coming on. But it is official. Police, Houston police, they want to speak to that man in that yellow hoodie. It is official. Houston police just they just dropped a message. They just actually dropped a live tweet with a photo, including the man in the yellow hoodie. Houston police say they want to talk to this man. Many have identified this man as being from the Fifth Ward, named Cam, something of that nature. I'm going to bring up the Twitter really quick. Hey, Gloria, what's up with you? Just want to bring up that Twitter account. Man, so much crime happening. It's ridiculous. And it's crazy because we've got these police agencies basically communicating through social media. Just nuts. I'm sorry, I was just looking at something here. I think he's probably already on the run. So here's the question that I have because, here's the question that I have because it's absolutely, well, I'll leave it up to you guys. There's talk of chains being taken. The dude in that yellow hoodie is very, very suspect, super suspect. I even went back and took another look at that video earlier today, and no question in my mind. Whatever intentions that he had didn't seem all that positive to me. But hey, let's talk about Twitter really quick because man, oh man, this is a pretty big deal, especially if you are worried about a recession happening. You've been watching the stock market. It's you're sort of aching right now. You watch some pretty solid stocks lose a lot of their value over really the last few weeks, last few months. Well, Elon Musk, who has took over Twitter, has laid off half of the company. We're talking about a company of 700,000 employees. Super nuts, right? I mean, I just think about that for a sec. 700,000 employees. Now, remember the live stream that we did not too long ago where we discussed the very big, huge possibility that Twitter has employed or currently employs spies from other countries, other nations as IT engineers. They get in, they get access to Twitter, and apparently have been accessing accounts, Twitter accounts of very high profile people, including government figures, which is another reason why you don't want to govern and use Twitter as your main form of communication. Donald Trump. So imagine like all of the direct messages coming in, and it circumvents being able to preserve that data, right? But a massive regime of layoffs have begun at Twitter, decimating decimating entire divisions of the social media platform that is now owned by tech mogul Elon Musk. By the way, all done via email. All done via email. Where it used to be a bad thing, it's now preferred. Used to be when people laid you off, they would sit you down and tell you that face to face. Not anymore. Major civil rights and advocacy groups have called on advertisers to desert Twitter over concerns that the platform is falling short on user safety and content moderation. A cadre of former workers sued Twitter overnight, claiming that the company has violated state and federal labor laws. Now, here's the more detailed information. Why is Twitter laying off so many employees? Elon Musk has said that Twitter's workforce is too large and placed too much emphasis on content moderation, platform safety, product development, and marketing. But in buying out Twitter shareholders, Musk paid $44 billion for a company that lost $221 million last fiscal year. So, to service the debt needed for the transaction, Twitter needs to boost its profit margins. That's really at the root of this. So, trimming labor costs could be one way to achieve that. Cuts to infrastructure could be another. And in messages to engineers this week, managers asked workers to suggest ways to find at least $500 million in annual cuts across the company. These cuts would also include data centers and other software infrastructure needed to run the site, as well as targeting the contract workforce that performs the content moderation for Twitter. Have any of you ever seen the Vice special that Vice News done about the man that was doing content moderation for Facebook? 8 hours a day, every day, 5 days a week, maybe even more, depending on. He was in some, definitely not in the United States. You know, there's a lot of companies that hire overseas so they can pay them less, basically do two of our jobs, two people in the United States when I say that. But it's crazy. But listen, Elon Musk has said that, or he even tweeted saying that the company's top source of revenue, advertising, has faced a sharp decline since his takeover. So how many employees have been laid off? We don't know what the final number is. But people that are familiar with Elon Musk's plans have told the Washington Post that close to 50% of the company's staff will be dismissed. These people also spoke on condition of anonymity, if I said that right, out of fear of professional reprisals. Again, think about that for a moment, what I said. The very fact that there are foreign agents, spies, that were managed to get on Twitter's payroll as system engineers to access high profile users' Twitter accounts. When you access these social media sites and all the data that you have sitting in your DMs and even the posts that you make, they don't belong to you at the end of the day. It's sad, but true. Because if they belong to you, some system engineer who managed to get himself hired and managed to gain administrative access wouldn't be in your data, would they? Yeah, there's that. I'm waiting. I'm really, really waiting on somebody in the hip hop community, black community to make some sort of social media platform. I think it's just a matter of time, like a black social instead of a Trump truth social. Plummeting morale, dizzying confusion. It's just, some of the effects on the Twitter workforce at this point, aside from the staff reduction of 50% of Twitter's employees. I know that pretty much every IT person out there is probably scared to death tonight, especially those that work for the big four, wondering to themselves, is layoffs coming? Is layoffs coming? Reporting structures completely altered. Again, complete departments gone, decimated, don't exist. We'll see. We'll be able to feel the effects of this, believe me. We'll be able to tell the difference. We'll be able to see the differences as we navigate on the Twitter platform. Now, there are employees that sued Twitter overnight. 5 former Twitter employees have filed a class action lawsuit claiming that the company violated federal and state laws by proceeding with the massive layoffs without warning workers first. What about the severance package? What if you've been working at Twitter for several years? Well, as of now, it's unclear what Twitter will offer in regards to severance. Emails to former staffers that were obtained by the Washington Post read that, quote, within a week, you will receive details of your severance offer, financial resources extending beyond your non working notice period that will be accompanied by a formal separation agreement, a claim release, an agreement that employees will drop or not pursue legal complaints against Twitter, and instructions on how to return company equipment, such as laptops and ID badges. Jeez. Automaker Ford, General Motors, and Volkswagen, including the Audi brand, General Mills, Oreo, Ritz Crackers, Sour Patch Kids, pharmaceutical giant Pfizer, and international ad and consulting firm Interpublic, which represents American Express, Coca-Cola, Fitbit, Spotify, and dozens of other major corporations have pulled out or have at least paused ad campaigns on Twitter. They're seeking to apply pressure. Activists want to apply pressure to other companies to cut off their ad buys on Twitter until Elon Musk reins in spreading hate speech and conspiracy theories. After meeting with Elon Musk, NAACP President Derek Johnson on Friday called on advertisers to abandon Twitter. Hey, Nakai. So, Drake, Megan the Stallion, like what? What do y'all think? That's kind of nuts, right? Do you think that Drake is like being disrespectful? Well, listen, there's been a little bit of an update here. This is, from Megan the Stallion's side, says that Drake and doubters will look silly after the shooting trial. She still maintains that Tory Lanez shot her. My understanding is Tory Lanez remains on house arrest in a hotel room in California somewhere. Listen, Megan the Stallion's lawyer has come out, right? And he says, y'all are going to look like fools. And he adds that there's already plenty of evidence to back her up. Alex Spiro joined TMZ Live to remind everyone that Megan Thee Stallion is the victim here. But instead of fellow artists having her back, he says too many are calling BS. So there are many calling on Megan Thee Stallion. Her attorney, by the way, believes that prosecutors have built a case that proves Meg is telling the truth about Tory Lanez shooting her in the foot back in 2020. And for that reason, he says that Meg's doubters, y'all are going to be eating crow. But listen to these lyrics. The new record, right? Circo Loco. Uh, what is this? Drake and 21 Savage, Circo Loco. So, quote, this bitch lies about getting shot, but she's still a stallion. Shorty said she graduated. She ain't learned enough. Play your album track one. K, I heard enough. I was watching, I was definitely watching DJ Academics overnight. Bigfoot, really? Um, you remember a couple years ago, right? The big to do. There was a whole viral moment with one of the Kardashian clan. I don't know why I like to say clan, Kardashian clan. You remember Kylie, the Jenner, the youngest, she's the youngest, right? Yeah. They were swimming in the pool and Tory Lanez, they all up in, what they say? They all want to be in the videos. They all want to be in the video. And then as they left that party, this incident happened, right? Lots and lots of confusion. But some don't really feel that confused, some do. And I think that realistically, men are pushing back. It's the whole Me Too thing. I think everything has a shelf life. And there will come a point when people will feel a certain kind of way and they will start pushing back. And I think, yeah, I think that's has a little bit to do with it. But let's just be honest. Wow, Drake, did he just make waves with that whole like Tristan Thompson video? Like it's obvious Drake don't you don't care. Like that man could damn near he could have any woman in the world that he wants, right? Um, and if you're, I guess, if you're in that situation, but he most definitely dissed Megan Thee Stallion on his new record. Ain't Meg from Houston too? I'm sorry, I can't help myself. It's been nothing but Houston, Houston, Houston. Hey, what's up, bearded opulence? This is, geez, what's up, Bernard on Facebook? Hello. Well, Meg did, she also clapped back too. She didn't just have her lawyer clap back. She clapped back too. She called Drake out and other rappers as well for ganging up on her simply because she said one of y'all's homeboys abused her. Meg's attorney goes on to say that he's never seen such a strong amount of support against a woman who got shot. And he offers up a couple of reasons why this could be happening. And you'll have to go watch the TMZ live clip if you want to see. Circo Loco. Circo Loco. That cover. That album cover is also kind of trending, isn't it? A very interesting album cover. My first question is, who is this woman? Who's this woman on Drake's new album? It's very peculiar. I like peculiar though. So, who's the mysterious woman? Kai Yasuka, aka Suki Baby, a nail stylist and professional adult dancer based in Houston. Suki revealed a lot about herself on what is it, Gulnayo's G Talks podcast about a year ago when talking about her personal interests, which left some clues about why Drake and 21 wanted her to be on the album cover. I think that's very interesting. Kayasuka. She works as an adult dancer in Houston. During her G Talks podcast interview, she reveals she also had her own nail business, first started doing nails when she was in high school. Suki also has a deep interest in grills and teeth jewelry, explaining that she even has books on teeth anatomy so she can better understand how the human mouth works. Very beautiful woman. Suki is Japanese, Black, and Cherokee. Born in North Carolina, spent her younger years in Japan. Japanese is her first language. She moved back to America for good when she was in high school because she had to deal with bullying in Japan. And my understanding is being mixed race in Japan is very difficult. I mean, I do know a little bit about being mixed and it being difficult, but my understanding is living in Japan as a person that is half Japanese and half black, it's very difficult. But it's a growing community of people. But this cover photo, it's about 3 years old. Photographer Paris Aiden has told Complex News that the OVO camp reached out to her randomly and asked to use the shot for the album cover. Drake just saw the photo and I guess they asked if they could use it for the album. He said, quote, I shot that shit a long time ago. It was her profile pic, and he probably fell in love with what he's seen. I don't know. I think it's a very interesting little tidbit of news because I was very curious about who is this woman? Who is this lady on Drake's album cover? So there you go. Listen, I'm out of here. I will be back later on tonight. So make sure that you set the notification bell. Shout out to all the new subscribers. We have damn near pulled about 1,000 subscribers in the last few days. So shout out to all you new subs that are coming in. Let me go ahead and introduce you to our podcast platform. Shout out to the Leak You community. Please join us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
Yeah. Sometimes, the peculiar, again, it's almost like that weird curiosity in us, right? I love peculiar, love the album cover. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Make sure you set the notification bell. Till next time, everyone.